Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It is Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. And we got another Beat the Backlog tonight, and I realize, hey, a lot of these games are actually pretty short. A lot of these mech games are actually pretty short. And I looked up how long to beat for our next project, called Assault Gunners HD Edition. This is a game that actually came out back in 2012 and was released on the Vita. So to kind of give you some perspective here on the graphics and such, and the best way I can actually describe this game is kind of like a, it's actually very similar to Armored Core, but not so much stressed on the theming of being a mercenary and such. Think of it, and I'm hoping it'll actually, it may not play exactly like Armored Core, but probably play like a good third-person shooter game with being able to control a squad. Which is personally the part that actually sounds interesting to me, but at least for something new. But the most interesting part is actually you, like in Armored Core, you get to design your mech. Top to bottom, weapons and all. Kind of like, just like Daemon X Machina in Armored Core, and I love that. How goes the Gundam-a-thon? You know, I didn't even think about that. Sadly, I don't actually own any Gundam games, oddly enough. I don't own a single one, but it's like, you know what? I've been meaning to actually play, you know, this is a New Year's resolution stuff. It's like, you know, I need to stream the games I want to play. And I've been holding back out on so many games, like trying to, like, oh, let's find a reason. Let's make a reason. Like, all the games I own and stuff are games I want to sit down and play and beat and stuff. I actually did buy one other game before the Steam sale actually ended, and I do actually want to try that out. Space Hulk, Deathwing. It's a Warhammer 40k game, and it is it's basically a first-person shooter game. I know, like, I'm okay with playing first-person shooter games, but this is like a weird tactical, you know, first-person shooter game where you basically are playing a Space Marine, and I just love those type of games. It's absolutely over-the-top hilarious, like, where you get the theming. And I watched, the Russian Badger, he's a YouTuber, actually make a video on it, and this was months ago, honestly, but it's only until I actually got it because, well, it was $7 from the Steam sale. It was 75% off. Chances are nobody plays the multiplayer, but it does have a single-player campaign that I can actually try out, and hopefully it'll actually be an enjoyable experience. I don't know if I'll be streaming it, but we'll see. But no, it's kind of the same thing with this. It's like, I've been meaning to actually play a lot of games. I just haven't actually made the time to do it. It honestly, and strangely enough, really is that simple. Not gonna lie, you want to remake the Dynasty Warriors Gundams just so you can experience the Gundam story? I don't know if you'd be able to get the like, it's always weird. Like, there's two mindsets with Gundam, and I feel like they're both simplified versions. It's like, ew, Gundam is bad because it's just silly and stupid. And I get that. There are actual Gundam series that are absolutely meant to be, you know, silly. For goodness sakes, this is actually a toy chain Gundam series. Like, if that's not, you know, the childhood anime, I don't know what is. How's it going, Pretty Good Time? How you doing tonight, man? Just here at the start here, we're about to build ourselves some mechs. Gundam SD, yeah. I think that's what it was called. My experience with Gundam is, let me actually remember here. Okay, so Gundam Wing was my first Gundam. You could pretty much thank Toonami for that. I've already have experience with other mech series before, but that was, like, officially my first Gundam series that I watched was Gundam Wing. But before that, like, I always loved mech stuff because before Gundam, you know, was known in the States, I watched a series called Robotech. And so that was a series that was actually on before it was even on Cartoon Network. I'm trying to remember actually which network actually showed it. You know, so I was watching other things like, you know, Bubblegum Crisis. It wasn't exactly mech, but let's be honest, if you put a person in a mech suit, you know, that passes my bar when it comes to the mech genre there. I mean, people adore Samus Aran. It's like, nah, man, have you seen Bubblegum Crisis? That was a great show. You know, I feel like it's always weird. Like when I look at what was effectively the '90s anime, was like, I always feel like it was kind of somewhat patronizing because like my experience was just, even though we were just getting a drip of water from it, like the parts of anime I took from was like, oh, here's your Gundam Wing, here's your Bubblegum Crisis, here's your Akira, here's your Princess Mononoke. And it's like, those are my experiences. And then another person's experience with anime was like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like, yeah, it was dark, but it's like, no, it's clearly kind of like the same way, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles existed. It was meant to sell stuff. It was meant to be a franchise. And so it's like, yeah, this isn't like anything in depth or anything like that. And it's like, it's the same thing with Gundam SD. It's like, it was literally a toy store series, you know, a little toy series and stuff. Compared to like, oh, here's Gundam, where it's actually about dealing with full-on war, dealing with shell shock, dealing with the actual difficulties of pursuing peace, and people actually just trying to rein in control. And let's be honest, actually, if you want to go back to last night's stream with Kojima and stuff, yeah, you know what? He kind of actually tried that. He, like, that's very stereotypical of a lot of mech anime and such. It's like, it's always one person basically trying to control the world or trying to control a planet, and he's willing to basically destroy anything and everyone just to get their way. It's literally that. Each time, every time. And oddly enough, I'm still a sucker for it. But it's like, so going back to the original thing, though. So it's like Gundam Wing. Let me try and think, actually, which actually came first. So I want to say Gundam Oe Themis Team was the next one, then Gundam G. And we're talking like, these are the ones I watched basically from start to finish here. Yes, ironically enough, all of those actually were eventually on Toonami, and were on Toonami. But I think I pretty much stopped there, actually. I know there's a ton. Actually, the original Gundam was on Toonami. I remember that much, but I didn't watch the entire series. And I think it was more of just, I was trying to just focus on other things in my life at the time. But it's like, I could easily, like, that was the quintessential, like, this is Gundam where you're actually basically drafting children into a war sort of situation. And it's like, I see a lot of other anime, it's like, you know, not many anime has that, you know, had deep impact. And I know it doesn't. I mean, for goodness sakes, you're like, the latest animes I've been watching was like Sleepy Princess. It's like, it knows its lane. It's like, know what you're trying to deliver and deliver with that. And it's always weird when you see like a franchise and it's like, oh man, here's a series that's meant to be, you know, serious and dealing with the whole aspects of war, trauma, and dealing with in the aspect from basically the soldiers to the politicians. And it's like, oh, now here's a toy store using the same name. It's always a big gap. Always a big gap. By the way, though, tonight, though, I want to actually try this. And this is a game, actually, I want to say one other thing, actually, before we begin this game. I actually tried to stream this last year. And the only reason I didn't was because I couldn't get the game to recognize my controller. I tried everything I could to try and get this game to actually recognize my controller, and I couldn't do it. And it was only till last night I was looking. It's like, you know what? Let's play another mech game. I've got a decent amount of them. I got a few of them. Why not just make January basically beating all of these mech style games and stuff? So on New Year's Day we beat Metal Wolf Chaos. Yesterday we beat Zone of the Enders 2, the second runner, and I had another choice. We'll probably actually stream that this month if there's time, and I'm fairly confident there will be, because How Long to Beat actually puts Assault Gunners HD Edition at 4 hours. So this is actually a very self-contained Vita game. And I feel like the way you'd actually be using all of your time is basically designing your mechs, which we're probably actually going to do. That will be half of our stream, is just designing the mechs. And then the other half will actually be going through the levels proper, because once again, you're stuck on Mars, you're saving the Earth. Well, you're saving Mars from a mech uprising. So we have to actually destroy, we're fighting mechs with mechs. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, I could not get my controller recognized, and I tried it last night. I guess whoever supported this game actually made it so it can actually do it, because they actually now have a pop-up window where it says settings, and it's actually very nice. It shows here, hey, here's your window. What type of windowed mode do you want? What kind of resolution do you want? Do you want anti-aliasing? Do you want texture bit mapping and such? So you can have all of those lovely things. You can even add bloom if you want. We'll leave the bloom. I'm pretty much running the default, but the most important part, though, it actually has different controller inputs. So it supports keyboard and mouse. It uses the Steam controller. It uses the Xbox controller, the PlayStation 4 controller, the Xbox, and PlayStation type. So it supports every single one of them. I'm just going to go with the Steam input of the Xbox controller, and we'll see how that goes. For now, why don't we actually jump in and let's beat Assault Gunners HD. I should also say this one thing. The developer for this company was Shade, and they've only actually developed like 3 games, at least in terms of Steam. And this was also published by Marvelous, which is kind of why. And I believe Honey Parade. Yeah, Honey Parade were the porting team, and Shade were the original developers. As you can see here, we actually have ourselves, as you know, we always go through the options first here. We can actually show you the controls here. So, jumping's on left button. Every single mech game is always like, it's weird how there's never a single design for to actually play a game, or like a mech game. There's no standardized control, and it's always weird, actually. But the thing that actually makes me interested is ally orders, so we can actually, and yes, they're using the actual Steam controller. I'm actually surprised they're doing that. We have ourselves ally orders, move player, shield energy, so that's our health, and that's also our boost bar. Obviously our stamina if it runs out to 0. Oh, we have shield and boost. Okay. Oh, boost and shield share the same. Didn't expect that. Okay. Change weapons is every single face button. I'm a bit confused on that, but that's the way it is. And of course, move camera, and only one button to fire your weapon. So I guess we're going to be constantly switching between weapons. And of course, you got your audio settings, just a nice simple 1 through 10. Battle mech voice, I'm going to leave that on. I'm curious to see what it is. Same thing with show voice text. You can ask for inverted controls. We'll just leave it as is. I always leave vibration off. For default, you can always watch the credits, but we'll see if we can actually watch the credits. If not, well, we'll just play them at the end. But in the options, this is also where, this is the big part about this game. Your hangar. You can actually, you basically get to design your mechs. So you can use development points here, so actually let's go into unit design here. If you've ever played Armored Core, this has always been basically the focus of why you would play an Armored Core game, or Daemon X Machina, for example. You basically get to design your own mech from top to bottom. So you can actually edit the name, edit the colors, you can duplicate them. That's a very nice feature, actually, because you're working in a squad. Let's start with editing design here. I actually choose the body parts. We don't obviously have any body parts at the moment, so we kind of need a body. You can use standard body, and it'll show you what the stats are and such. And yeah, this is very much the focus of any Armored Core style game. You're designing the mech that you actually want to pilot through and through. Right now, pretty much everyone's basically going to be the same. I would be surprised here. Yeah, we only have, so like, everything's just going to be a bipod. However, we can actually change our weapons. So we can actually use a laser rifle if we want. Standard laser that penetrates all targets. And there's different types, so we're gonna have to figure that out. I know this game looks extremely basic, but just remember, this was a Vita game that came out in 2012. Firing Gap. I think if anything, they probably gave us some power items here. So for now, I think I'll just actually run with the default setup here. But we'll do one thing here. We'll actually, let's see. Can I actually use my keyboard? I can use the keyboard. Okay, this is great. We'll just do this. Can I? No, really? No shift? There we go. I have to do that, but fine. Let's just go with this. Let's edit all of them. Let's edit all of them. You're being drafted, ladies and gentlemen. You're being drafted. You get no say in it. It's just like Gundam. You're being drafted. I hope you enjoy that. I actually love that this is a function, because it's rare you can even actually let you name your mechs. And we'll leave that unit 4. We'll leave that unit 4 as is. Prinny, what's your favorite color? We could change your color. So we have a white based color scheme. We have a green based, black based, a blue based, and a red based. Oh well, you want the blue? I'm taking the red. I am taking that red. I gotta be red. Red is my jam. Newton, I don't know if you're here, buddy, but for now we can't have two. We can't have you two here, so we're gonna make you the black. I'm gonna make you the black mech here. You get this fancy. You know, honestly, really hard. You're doing really good exploring the Labyrinth of Ring. Well, I hope you're enjoying it, honestly. It sounded like you were having fun before. Newton, what's your favorite color? We got white, green, black available here out of the 5. I've already took red, and Prinny took blue. Black it is, then. And we'll leave that unit 4 for as a default white here. Like I said, we don't have many other parts here, so for now we'll just go with the default squad here. To be honest, you're still lost in the first dungeon. Really? That is surprising. Oh, you can even just enhance the bodies. Huh. Really? We have 2 bodies? I didn't see. Oh, we can develop it, but it costs 200. Okay. So I bet we'll probably just be discovering different bodies along the way. Oh my god, they actually call it H&KBD Bunny. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Look at all these different ones here. Okay, so they're just throwing all the parts in a single one. So there's bipods, reverse jointed. Of course, you gotta have your reverse jointed here when you make that. And if you see like a body part you like, if we get the points, we'll be more than happy to adjust it for you. So you just let me know, and we'll change your mech. Get tank, get hover. It's gonna cost a lot to make hover though. Look at that, 30,000 dev cost. They definitely need to actually make that a lot bigger because, man, you cannot read that. Although I'd probably say, let's see, unit selection, other troop settings. Let's see, heavy gunner, blocker? Oh, they even have roles. Supporter? Well, it's a good thing that's for any time. I'm sorry you're the blocker, apparently. Although on the plus side, you have more stamina than everyone else for some reason. Can we actually, like, let's see here, actually. Battle mech. Yeah, so you basically bring in a squad of 4. Interesting. So I guess, so let me actually see something. I want to see something real quick. Okay, so you can actually change the roles. So there's attacker. Let's see, boost attack and initial ammo, boost base attack and crit rate, Boost stamina and resistances. Interesting. So you can basically get yourself your own like roll buff. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. That's a nice little feature there. Navigator settings. Let's see. Wait, we can actually choose the voice? I love... Okay, so basically every single voice is Japanese then. She's Puerto Rican, but she knows how to speak Japanese very well. My god, these descriptions are literally their own tropes themselves. She can be a clust, but is usually earnest. That is a... You know, actually, I was about to say, it's like, oh, that's a weird mix. No, wait, French-Indian? That's not weird at all, for goodness sakes. That was actually quite common. Yes, Nick D. Hunter. You gotta remember that he is left-handed. And how he has white hair at the age of 40. Man, he must have been stressed out. Oh, yeah, no, he... Okay, now I know why he has white hair. Yeah, he was left adrift during the Moon Wars. You remember the Moon Wars, everyone? We'll just leave these things here. But yeah, lots of fun customization you can actually do. There's different types of modes here. There's also Infernal mode, which is basically your survival mode. But we're going to be doing the mission mode here. We're going to be doing the campaign. And overall here, we'll just be playing this game on normal here. Complete all training goals. And let's see, select difficulty. That's normal, friendly fire. You can turn friendly fire on. I love that. Let's see. Don't know. Oh, position settings. Okay. Weird. Don't know what that means, but okay. In the year 28X, Mars was in the process of terraforming. Mars was undergoing a planet remodeling project using a completely automated unmanned robot system called ANTS. This ambitious plan would have take a total of 300 years to complete, but as the situation on Earth worsened, the plan was accelerated and millions started to migrate. The migrants constructed huge dome-shaped colonies in regions with relatively stable climates due to the terraforming, and they were constructed cities inside of them. A space station constructed on the Deimos satellite holds the host to a number of troops. Destroyed Arms Assault Team, or DAT for short, is a peacekeeping force controlled by the World Federation, but in reality they're a mercenary force used to use destroyed arms mecha units. Meanwhile, with rumors of a great war on Earth 100 million kilometers away on Deimos, the DAT lead to conduct a training patrol as per usual. That is fast-scrolling text. Space Cavalry, Starship Troopers. Complete all training goals. Okay. This is gonna be weird. Hopefully this is actually an actual tutorial stage. Basic control layout. Okay. The attack, okay, so up is attack, down is hold, left is defense, and right is standby. Wait, I can actually just punch enemies? I can punch enemies! I can punch everything. Punch. You gotta give him the punch. Main weapon reloaded. So, is this... Oh, you actually have to aim, too. Control the area! Oh, so you even actually restore energy. That shield. Materials. Oh, this is so cool. They actually just run around and do their own thing. Oh, okay, you're a boost bar. You do not get much of a boost bar. Let's see. Wait. How do we jump? Question is, how do we jump? Oh, that's an ally. We fall down a hole by accident and try to explore our way back to the top floor. Oh, hey, you did it. I'm guessing I'm the only one who can actually I guess I am the only one. Wait, how do I... Can I not jump? Can bipedals not jump? Okay, wait. Oh, you have to double tap to hover. Okay. I'm gonna... Also, apparently the AI can't actually discover anything. Oh. Well, I want to try these missiles out. Oh, cool. You wait. No, your weapons didn't change. I was about to say you equipped. You know, for a Vita game, this actually seems like it's alright. Let's see. The CNN 2011A1. Same to submachine gun. Converted duplicate parts into dev points. Oh, it's gonna cost a lot of dev points. Let's see. Platoon, complete all training goals. Okay, I guess we're actually... We're training. Ceres, a giant asteroid 1,000 kilometers in diameter, is approaching Mars. It is being transported from the asteroid built 500 million kilometers away to create an ocean for Mars. The operation has just about reached its final stage, and a large fleet stationed on the satellite of Phobos is carrying out the difficult task of getting Ceres into Mars' satellite orbit. During this time, DAT is conducting training simulations related to an enemy targeting server structures. So this is literally the same plot as Armored Core here. Complete all training goals. Okay, and... Oh, okay, we have a lot of parts to actually find here in this stage. Thank goodness we already have a GPS. This is like a super lightweight version of Armored Core, and I'm actually okay with that. Like, as long as the game doesn't have you do a whole lot... I'm literally just... Oh, wait. Is that the thing I'm not supposed to destroy? I'm gonna assume this is something I need to destroy. Although I need to get that stuff. Don't worry, you guys got this. I believe in you. Oh, where the heck did all these guys come from? Oh, you were literally just spamming your gun. That's amazing. I'm a very responsible mech, aren't I? Oh, that is a lot of enemies. Just gonna launch some missiles. Picked up materials. Oh, I guess those are the servers. Never mind. No, that's... Oh, no, that looks like ammo. Unexpectedly, contact is lost with all colonies on the surface of Mars. All troops presently on standby are ordered to investigate, and having finished their training regimen, DAT board the space elevator connecting Deimos to Mars. You know, I just realized that's shaped like an egg. I'm just gonna say it. We didn't get any parts. We didn't get any parts at all, but apparently we leveled up, and there's an experience system in this game. Experience... Stamina, recovery. There's level up stats? Why would you have that? Critical obtained, muscle break. Homing disruptor. Oh, okay, never mind. It's showing we got it. Shockproof alloy. Burno 01 unlocked. Oh, we actually did miss a part. Oh well. It's gonna be a while before we finally actually get some actual items here. Complete all mission goals. Crimson Earth. 20,000 kilometers high, the space elevator serves as both a relay and low-cost materials transportation bridge between Deimos, the geosynchronous satellite, and Mars. Traveling at 2,000 kilometers an hour in the cargo lift of the space elevator, DAT lands on Mars and step foot on the dry red planet. The first task is to deploy radar throughout the Vales Marineris and investigate the nearby colony of Marineris 2. Alright. There we go, we can finally actually get some parts here. It's an auto cannon, and I have no idea what the dagger is. When in doubt, you can always just punch. Ants are the enemies! Gotta deal with some ants. That is a lot of enemies. You know, this would be a fun multiplayer game. Mine also has a somewhat of a Dynasty Warriors feel. I'm not gonna lie, it has that feeling. So apparently these ants here are actual mechs that basically have gone bad. That's kind of our deal. I should probably actually go with my team. My team has left me behind. What? I can lose some installations. This actually would be a good idea to actually... I mean, technically, Daemon X Machina does already exist. But this would honestly also be like the game I could see myself, because it's super simple. Like, the simple you can actually just jump in and play. That's what's important. Okay, you can't actually leave. You can't leave the stage. You can't leave the stage. This is amazing. Give me those materials. My team has actually split up. I am honestly impressed by this. Let's see, is that? No, that's just more stamina. Oh, I do have to get this one. I'm a little curious why they actually made it so you only have to why everything's just a face button. Is that, they literally just, yeah, you could have just jumped. I would not be surprised if we could beat this game just by, I'm a little disappointed, like, each of the battle mechs don't actually show their name. It would have been really cool to see just over the head. Plenty of time, Newton. Is it just one missile to kill you? Go. Materials. No, I guess I get to do this myself. See, now I'm actually glad I was able to actually play this. Is there anything hidden? Nope, okay. Such a shame this was only a Vita game. I'm getting a good first impression because it's just simple. Wait, but there's no one who's to annihilate. Oh, no, I only have so many on them. Right, GPS. Oh, there they are. Oh, a stamina restoration for everyone. Anytime I fire missiles, I now think of Lena from Zoids in her Weasel unit. Oh, right, you only get to hover if you're holding still. There we go. Self-replicating construction robots named ants were originally created to aid in the terraforming of Mars into a planet that could sustain human life. Ants mined minerals, built factories, further self-replicated, and cultivated vast swaths of land, eventually creating large cities suitable for human life. Suddenly, this force of automated ants have armed themselves in a running rampage. All troops present in the 4 colonies of Mars have found themselves engaging in combat with this unsuspecting enemy. Meanwhile, an investigation is launched into Ant's mother computer present on Deimos. There you go, that's actually a good description. Hey, we even leveled up again. Anyone want a laser rifle? Would anyone like to use a laser rifle? How many development points do we have, actually? You know what, hang on a second. How many, let's see, is this game, like, divided into chapters? DLC 1-1. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, there's only so many missions. I think, what, there's 20 missions? Yeah, so this game actually only has 19 missions, so it's actually very short. But there is the DLC. which we will do. If there's time, we will do, but I have a feeling we'll be able to actually do it. You know, we'll do 5 missions here, and then we'll move, we'll switch things around here. Intelligent Officer Ares and his team have begun surveillance and investigation of the ants and their mother computer on Deimos. After receiving surprising reports that other units were also under attack, Dat is now en route and approaching Marineris 2, with a number of canyons to clear before reaching the colony. Alright. Extra armor, an Aegis system, a high-caliber barrel. If you guys have any preference in weapons, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. I have no problem arming you guys first over myself. You finally found out where you need to go in Labyrinth of Refrain? Nice! Wait a minute. Ah! Wait, can I actually tell... I actually just... Shoulder ammo, field energy. That's actually cool. You can just outright command them. I wonder if they can get stuck. I'd like to know how a tank becomes like, hey, we need a tank to build a thing. Can I actually? No, we're just gonna commit. Annihilate all enemies. Oh, all the enemies are down there. Oh, I wish you had more boost. You found the person that you need to talk to in order to learn the language of the people. Shame I can't talk to the boss. Well, it is the boss. What do you expect? To be friends? It's a dungeon crawler. You don't delegate with anyone. Oh, that is a lot of enemies. That is a lot of enemies. Look at that. I was honestly hoping there would be something there. Alright. This is gonna be silly, but let's just jump on in. That is so many enemies. Oh, I can only fire 2 weapons at a time. We shall launch all of our missiles. And I'm gonna break these open. Really? It took 3 shots to break these open. Forget that. I'm too lazy. Probably should actually find a sub-weapon. Gotta pick up all the goodies. There's a stone golem that was talking to you when you fail it correctly. Oh. Interesting. If you answered wrong or right, it'll leave you alone and haven't come back yet. I guess there is diplomacy in the dungeon crawler. That is strange and alien to me. I'm not used to diplomacy. Diplomacy usually happens before you start the violence. The violence happens if you fail at diplomacy. Which explains most of Civilization games. Can I literally just fall off? I guess I can. That looks like you can walk around there, but I want to get these barrels first. Does that actually take 2 missiles? It does. Ah! Those development points. Well, I guess the only thing left is what's ever in the canyon. Alright, let's destroy everyone in the canyon. I just realized one of my mechs is actually in the thick of it already. Oh, you know what they needed to do? They needed to put a color next to everyone's names. Did this... Okay, who one-manned army did this thing? Is it Newton? I feel like it's Newton. It's Newton. Newton, you killed everyone. Don't have enough information. They need a sample from the ants. Reinforcements will collect the information. Okay. I got shoulder missiles for everyone. This is like an immediate fire too, just to let you know with these missiles. Like all I have to do is just spam the button and I love it. This is amazing. Oh, I see plans. Weapon ammo reloaded. Good. Annihilate. Oh, really? They pulled me out in mid-battle? That's a shame. I was hoping they wouldn't. Anti-blast. From 0% to 0%. What an upgrade. A high caliber barrel 1. Magnet barrier. Boost blast strength. And 250 more development points. Okay. Alright, let's do this one here. Complete all mission goals. At least they're keeping it simple. At least they're keeping it simple. The ants are armed and resist violently, but reports come in about them being conquered in other areas of Mars. Hearing that allied gunships will also reinforce that, it seems like it's just a matter of time until control is taken back. Anticipating a huge number of armed ants, Dat arrives at the frontier colony Marineres 2. Man, you guys can just destroy everyone. I wonder how expensive actually making stuff are. Like 30,000 for those hover and tank turrets are pretty expensive, honestly. Just using these rifles is pretty powerful. There's Newton and Dat unit. I wonder if this game actually gets difficult on higher difficulties. I feel like it probably would. Also, I think one of you guys destroyed a building. Oh, are there flying enemies now? Defend until the gunship arrives. Development points. Gonna need more missiles. Gonna need some missiles. What the heck is that? Fully restored. There we go. I'm actually surprised they're not showing me like my allies' health or anything as well. Oh, are these the... Nope, those are the gunships. You know, honestly, I kind of want to say this is actually as simple as, you know, actually, I'll say it. This actually feels like it's as simple as EDF. It's a simple third-person shooter game where you're literally just running around and your job is to shoot anything and everything. I love it. Ooh, blueprints! Give me those blueprints. I think if anything, the only thing I kind of wish for is basically, to be able to have a little bit more mobility. Those allies, I can't. The ants are learning from us. I guess that is an ally, never mind. Oh no, the gunship is down. A new enemy type. Oh, that is a big boy. And it's not, it's dancing. It's dizzy. And it's down. Oh god, we lost Newton. The 6 gunships that were dispatched to assist each colony are attacked and destroyed during the civilian rescue operations. The only gunship debt protected remains. All allied forces reorganize and prepare themselves. They had to stop the ants uprising at any cost. It was at this time that the intelligence office Ares reported in from Deimos after his subsequent investigation. We can't find any traces of tampering or hacking on the mother computer. It seems impossible for the ants that we've lost control of to suddenly be able to arm themselves from nowhere. I can think of 2 possibilities. Either the mother computer is giving them orders, or this is someone's premeditated event that we didn't see coming. Did we actually permanently lose Newton? Did Newton die? I hope Newton didn't die. Can we repair his mech? Did we lose Newton? No, okay, only his mech got out of action. he kind of did tank the entire onslaught, I guess, from the grasshopper. Let's actually take a look here. We've done 5 missions. Let's see. How do enhancement, use development points to enhance core parts. Is this, oh, I see, so core parts. Oh, we can even level them up too. What do we get for leveling up? We're all using this standard body, I'm curious. Aha! So, more shield energy, which means you can boost even longer. And disruptor and anti-blast. Interesting. Oh, excuse me. Interesting. Can we... Aliens don't... No, that's core parts, though. Can we get better guns? Well, we don't have a sub-weapon. Oh my god, we have dual dual guns. Wait, can we actually just... Oh, it literally is just... Wait, so you don't design weapons? Really? No, it can't be. There's gotta be, like, standard body, heavy body, bipod, reverse jointed. No, okay, you literally only upgrade and use your research points for that, then. I guess you don't actually have to worry about weapons. Alright, then. Question. Pretty time. What weapon do you want? Or what weapons, I should say. Let's take a look at what weapons we got here. So we got the SG here. Oh, you already have a shotgun equipped, apparently. I guess that's your default, then. So we have assault rifle, we have shotguns, laser rifle, plasma gun, plasma rifle, submachine gun, pulse rifle, or pulse Vulcan. What would you like? This is your mech, this is your buddy, and if you want to change your legs and stuff, let me know too, so we can actually develop or change your core parts. It feels like we can actually just really have any weapons we want. This is a lot simpler than Armored Core, because you actually have to worry about weight and everything, too. Should have done this from the start. I should have looked at this. You can actually just remove all your weapons. That's pretty funny. Well, unfortunately, I'm not hearing anything, so for now, I'm actually gonna mess with mine then. Let's see. Okay, so we get assault rifle, so your sub weapon. You basically just get to choose another gun. That's interesting. I really want to worry about using a long-range weapon. Laser Vulcan with rapid shortwave beams. Rapid laser rifle. Plasma rifle. A pulse rifle. You know what? I'll just actually... You know what? Laser rifles. I'm just a dual rifle type of person. Standard laser that penetrates all targets. Ammo load is 50. Ammo load is 100. You know, we'll just go with the basic here. Fist weapon. Knuckle guard for close range combat. Oh, there's even different types too. Why? I feel like the game actually just like, here, have your power already. What was the other option? The grenade knuckle. Enhanced knuckle guard loaded with shape charge. Oh my god, it will literally blow up. Wait, then what's... Look at the assault rifle. That is a shock. Laser rifle is magnet. And that is shock. You know what? Forget it. We'll go with all types of damage here. The shoulder here. A launcher is a blast. What other parts can I have here? Reduce blast damage, reduce shock damage, reduce magnet. Reduce all damage except neutral? Anti-all? Oh my god. Okay, so basically there's shock, blast, and magnet then. Okay. And then neutral, I guess, is... I guess neutral is blast. Increase the number of simultaneous lock-ons. Oh, come on, I gotta have that. If I'm launching missiles, I'm gonna be launching missiles like crazy. Wow, these are basically... You could just have this stuff. Strengthen armor to increase stamina. Disrupt homing, lower accuracy. System that draws to nearby. I have gotta have that suction. Oh, you even take a hit. Oh my god, you could lose so much of your health just to actually have that, but I can't say no to that. I'm not gonna say no to a free, like, what would make things a whole lot easier. Oh my god, there's even boosts and everything. All this customization. This feels like it's not needed? System that increases part item rate? Well, Okay, now I know this is cheating. Now I know this is cheating. I think the HD edition is making you a whole lot more powerful than you need to be. I mean, it's not a bad thing. But it's definitely interesting. What does Newton have equipped then? What's his weapon? He also has a shotgun equipped. And what about that unit? What did he get as a weapon? Okay, he got an assault rifle. So basically units 2 and 3 got a shotgun, and units 4 and 1 get a, get that. Interesting. Alright, well, we'll do 5 other missions here, and we'll see how things play out. I feel like I should be playing this on hard mode. After analyzing the movements and actions of the armed ants, it has been determined that their next target is the oxygen plant. Outside of the habitat domes, the oxygen on Mars is extremely low. Oxygen is produced via ice mining on the surface, powered by electricity provided by the space elevator cable. The planet is necessary to provide oxygen to all colonies on Mars, and its destruction would be catastrophic. Acquiring supplies, DAT speeds towards the location of the oxygen plant in the icy Borealis Plains. Oh, you can actually just get the story. Yeah, okay, so they're definitely giving you, like, a lot of the free stuff that you would earn playing the game with this HD edition.
All green.
Control the area! If I can actually hit anything... Oh! I'm finally taking damage. Oh, that is amazing. She has unlimited fist weapon. Oh, I better... A battle mech is withdrawn. Oh no, who'd we lose? All battle mechs annihilated. Oh no! Oh, the game just upped in difficulty. They're firing missiles back at me. Oh no, I'm a one-man army now. I wasn't ready for this. I was definitely not ready for this. Alright. Do we have this under control? Might have this under control. I can't slack off now. What happened? It literally went from, like... Oh, I guess the ants aren't to be, taken lightly, apparently. I'm not gonna underestimate these ants. So these guys really want me dead. You know, I'm actually surprised they still haven't... Oh no, items despawn. I just learned that items despawn. Oh, that is so bad. Alright, that does it. One nice thing Armored Core actually did have over a lot of other games is that it basically had an auto-targeting system. I really actually like auto-targeting systems in games because it just makes you know, it's like Hades actually was kind of nice about giving you an auto-aim system. I cannot imagine beating that game without an auto-aim system. Single mech was destroyed. I think I better start using that defense build. I think I better start using that more. Instead of letting everyone just run off. Oh, there's an enemy behind me. Like, trying to figure out what's going on here, and I'm taking missiles up my butt. Ah, there's a small arena, too. I just realized I haven't even been using my... Oh, that is a laser. That is the bare minimum definition of a laser. That is like a white line. There we go. Is that everyone? Is that everyone? I think it's everyone. Oh no, there's still some left. Uh-oh.
作戦目標が更新されました。映像を受け取りました。照合します。記録はありません。転送し、照合を依頼します。
Oh god, that's a lot of them. We'll just destroy everyone you know.
走行回復しました。走行回復しました。
Oh god, it punched me. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Oh my god, don't make me lose this. No. Fail. That was a... Well, that was a twist. Oh, at least... Oh my god, we actually get to keep our stuff. Huh. Well, I wasn't expecting that. That was a thing. How many development points do we have? We have 14,000. We could literally just level ourselves up to level 6 if we wanted. You really need to be specific about this. Well, if I'm gonna get a guy who's literally just gonna run up to me and just shoot me, I need to change my build. Laser rifle's nice and all, but I think I got the long range stuff already taken care of. Let's see. Laser rifle, shotgun, submachine gun. So that just shock damage, huh? That power difference is massive. Ammo load 500. Rapid fire laser with short range beam. And a pulse Vulcan? Let's try the pulse Vulcan. Let's try that again, but this time with coordination. In other words, nobody just run off and do their own thing.
All green. 戦闘を開始してください。
了解です。一匹捕まえたわ。
Probably also didn't help that everyone just literally ran up. Like ran off and did their own thing.
こんなもんでした。
Now I can tell them to attack. We're all together. It's literally a porcupine strategy. Something happened in the Labyrinth of Refrain, or? God, I can only imagine now this game with friendly fire on. That would be devastating. Now the entrance to the second dungeon. Nice. Actually, you know, one other thing I'm actually surprised you can't actually see where your allies' health are and such. That kind of sucks. Oh, this helps so much more. Downside, you can't turn really quickly. Just as long as you're collecting stuff, you're good. So Newton, I gotta ask, what kind of weapons do you actually want? There are various types I went over a little bit earlier. Do you want a shotgun? Do you want a laser rifle? Do you want a machine gun? Do you want to be reverse jointed? You could have a mech, what would it be? You want a shot? Oh, well, you already have a shotgun equipped. What would you like for another weapon? You get two weapons. You want a rifle? Okay, we'll set you up with a rifle next. Wait, laser rifle or normal rifle? There's two types. You get a choice. Start with stamina. Or a normal rifle. Alright, I will give you a normal rifle after this mission. Any preference on body type or legs? Nope, no preference. Alright. How about you, Brini? Any preference in what kind of mech you wanted to have as your AI? There's... Is there a rally?
OK よ。
記録はありません。転送し照合を依頼します。
Probably should actually get away. He's starting distracted by his sudden invasion of a tiny kingdom. I was gonna watch out for those tiny kingdoms. You always make fun of the little people, and then you realize, hey, it's not that fun. Alright, forget this.
退治しました。
There. Good. Get gone. Leave
退
Mech.
治しました。
No, it's still there.
そうか。
Oh god, it's literally killing us all. Pretty no! He literally destroyed us all in a second.
シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。
Alright, it's time to upgrade our gear. It's time to upgrade our gear. we hit the wall. We hit the wall of difficulty. It was mission 6. I was wondering when that was gonna happen. Alright, well, let's see here. What about you, Prinny? What kind of weapon do you want? Newton said he wanted an assault rifle. So let's give him an assault rifle as his sub-weapon. A standard assault rifle. What do we got here? We got this 100, 110. Attack mod, 100. It feels cheating if I just give, like, the entire team that. He already has a fist weapon. Hatchet. Actually, see here. Lower impact, heightened precision. What are your options? Let's go to your guy here. So here are your options for weapons. Right now you have a shotgun equipped. But your other options are assault rifle, shotgun, laser rifle. Laser rifle is standard laser that penetrates all targets. Plasma gun, plasma rifle, submachine gun, pulse rifle, or a pulse Vulcan. The only difference is basically the damage type you'll do, but I wouldn't stress out on that so much. It'd be weird if that was actually something that was incredibly important. You want a pulse rifle? Alrighty, we'll give you a pulse rifle. And let's see. Strength and armor to strength and stamina. Yeah, oh, that damn... Yeah, okay, now I see. They give you the... You know the one thing I really don't like about a lot of these New Game Plus, like, not New Game Plus, let's call them HD or Definitive Edition style games, where they basically give you, like, all of this endgame stuff right at the start, and it's always hard for me to think of, like, oh, is this something that I'm actually supposed to use? And to me, it only actually disrupts the process of everything, because then it's like, it's hard to figure out, like, is this actually something I'm supposed to use? Is this something I've earned versus something I haven't earned? It's got weapons. You know, we gotta give that unit here something else here. So we already have 2 assault rifles. Let's give him... You know, we'll give him a plasma rifle instead. He can have the plasma rifle. Wait, what was that? Huh. That is a long distance weapon there. Oh no, laser rifle. That's what I wanted to give him. Give him the laser rifle. And let's give him... What can we give him? You know, we'll give him the submachine gun. Give him that submachine gun there. I'm always kind of a balanced style person here. Why I gave myself gave myself the Pulse Vulcan here. Alright, so let's actually make some core parts here. Out of curiosity, is there Prinny or Newton? So, any preference on what type of body part you want to have? I guess right now we haven't developed certain conditions, so we haven't actually discovered all the parts here. Do you want to actually stay as a bipod, or do you want to change to be a reverse jointed? Can't buy tank yet, unfortunately. If you want to buy tank, or you can't even do tetrapod. All of those are expensive. All these are actually really expensive. Or should I... Actually, you know, we probably could keep things... You know what? Chances are, if we actually just level up our stuff, we could probably keep things super simple and beat this game tonight. And I feel like we probably should do. What do the different bodies change? So the bodies are offering different ones here. So we have stamina, base attack, lock... How many lock-ons you can have. So obviously, there is actually a benefit to upgrading. I don't know if leveling up things, so we'll actually also determine that. Boosting ammo percentage, so your shield energy. Shield energy is basically your boost, and obviously as well as your shield, as well as energy recovery speed. It's like, obviously they give you the most basic of the basic at the start. These things are obviously extremely expensive and will take a while to actually get. I think that's why they encourage leveling up. But I don't know how well that will be. So like even legs will give health. This is kind of more or less like I said, it's very much an Armored Core Light. So you're basically deciding like how fast you're going to move. So like, let's actually just level this up to 2. So let's see what this actually does. Yeah, so that actually gave 12 movement, a little bit faster in rotating, and a little bit of anti-blast defense. So it's that kind of deal. You're getting little micro upgrades and such. So like you'll get more health. I don't know if actually leveling up things. Like that's actually... In games, you tend to be a speedy glass cannon type. Actually, I'm actually curious. What's the fastest? Reverse jointed is fast. Hover is fast as a default. Hover is very much a glass cannon type. You're not gonna get. I don't think, oddly enough, the one thing is you're not gonna get the cannon type. At least not yet. What we'll do, though, I'm curious, actually. I want to see if we upgrade this again. That is a lot of shield energy. Yeah, so there is definitely a benefit to actually just simply upgrading your parts. We can do that, like, we can... Okay, so these things actually do upgrade your stamina and such. That's a little weird, they don't actually show the pluses in total. Yeah, so that actually drastically increased our stuff, as well as our energy recovery speed. How high of a level? Level 10 is the highest it can go. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's try this mission again here. Let's go on defense mode here. Oh, that's a lot of enemies. Oh, see, now everyone's actually using their other weapons. Oh, we have a lot more dashing now. So much more boost. I think I might actually just keep us all bipedals, and it really is actually that good. What games have you been playing as of late for any time? I'm surprised you haven't talked about yourself here. What have you been up to? This is all like actually I'm surprised they tied rotation and stuff. Actually, it kind of makes sense. Actually, rotation gets tied in with this. Fully restored. Where's that capture point? Here we go. Keep everyone near me.
やったわ
I'm the rare book titan and I will destroy your walls. Wait, so you're Dogi? Are you saying you're Dogi? I mean, Dogi was known for destroying walls. Very known for destroying walls. Okay, this submachine, this laser gun, it's not that powerful. So you've gone full Duraga. The mind is a mix between Gulliver's Travels and Attack on Titan. Oh man, Gulliver's Travels. That was an inchling story. Okay, normal machine gun or normal assault rifle did a lot more. Yeah, now I'm actually getting my energy. But that's the evade. Even let's keep this squad together here. Keep this squad together. Giant book attacking the labyrinth of tiny people. Wasn't it all like... Well, actually, Gulliver was like, he was just a normal-sized person. Like, just landing on a land of incredibly small people. I think that was the Lilliputians, if I remember correctly, was actually their name. It's been so long since I've actually read Gulliver's Travels. Oh, these guys launch missiles. No wonder why I was getting destroyed. Alright, let's see if we can actually take out this mech. Gonna spawn with a bunch of enemies. Going to hate this. Alright. Gonna attack. Take care of anyone and anything that comes near me. There he is. Eat all of the missiles. There we go, got him. We lost someone though. We lost Newton. And we lost Dat. That was actually really rough for a mission. AKBST can now be developed. Yeah, you're just a book who's been exploring an underground labyrinth and discovered tiny people. So I don't know if you can spare them or not. Wait, you're not the book. Wait, you're the book? Mission 7, Canal. Complete all mission goals. Oh, we're on a time limit now. Destroyed arms that were spotted while invading the oxygen plant were unknown, with no information present in the Mars database. The intel quickly gathered was sent to Earth, but the reply would take too long. And by this time, Dad had already reached the giant ice cave in the center of the Borealis Plains. Someone's trying to destroy Earth, or destroy Mars.
ターゲット捕捉作戦開始してください
Point. What the?
了解よ
I just realized I am alone and these guys are on default. I need to change that default from attack to, Oh!
基礎フレーム破損緊急脱出ミッションは未達成です
Oops. That I deserve that. I deserve that. What? Oh. Oh, you can choose your own setting. Interesting. Boost attacks, initial ammo. Huh. Alright.
ターゲット捕捉
I need you guys to actually work with me here.
ラジャー
Running off and doing the mission objective. What kind of team is this? Also, I really should actually just launch my missiles against these guys. Oh my goodness. There we go. Thank you. Oh, move out of the way, guys. Aha. Knew it. Booty. Gotta get the booty. I got all those plans. I actually like this. I was surprised in the spike in difficulty, though, from the enemies. The game got one of those things where the silent protagonist is you, but your soul is somehow stuck in a book. Oh. I don't know, I'm always mixed on those type of things. Like, but you're stuck in a book. Oh! Well, that is a lot of it. Oh, they just destroyed my health.
全領機攻撃します
攻撃します
Just gonna strafe.
こんなもんです
Strafe around and destroy everything. In the game of the player's soul be a lamp. The materials. You know, a book is a common thing. I mean, it wasn't. I think it was Mackay Kingdom that had that same style. What is this thing? I guess it doesn't matter which way we go. A lamp, that's actually kind of weird. I still don't actually like the fact that like GDQ made a lamp mascot. Out of all things. I feel like, honestly, they're literally copied, like, the joke mascot from, the Runaway Guys Coliseum. It's like they already had a mascot, which really sucked. Not the mascot. The mascot I actually liked, but I mean, like, you already have a mascot and you're not investing in it. Why? What? Under 20 seconds? Alright, boys, go nuts. Operation blow up everything with missiles. Oh, I see. The camera angle changes depending on what weapon you're using. Interesting. Oh, that was seriously it? That was it? Okay. Let's see. We got more attack. More shield energy. It's weird that the pilot energy goes for that. Yeah, okay, so you just unlock more body parts as you play through the game, too. Okay. 300 seconds. Well, that's a very straightforward mission. Like, I could see other characters holding a book, but not a lamp. The destroyed arm spotted was Ghost, a terrorist known by Interpol. Had the takeover an army of ants been because of the single terrorist? Surely this event was too large-scale to be the act of an individual. Some large organization must be pulling the strings behind the scenes, surely. Dat advances further into the Ice Valley, prepared and ready for any attack. I guess we are Team Dat. We are Dat. Also, could get ourselves an Aegis system here, apparently. Reach the mission point in 300 seconds. Container's indestructible until nearby enemies are defeated. That is a lot of enemies. Oh my god, all my units are gone already. Did everyone already... Everyone's already dead. I'm the only one left. Drop like a goddamn rock. What the? I have all my missiles. Stop trying to punch me. I'm not a punchable target. Oh, thank goodness, I got it. Alright. Come on, guys, drop me some help. Oh, that is a lot of enemies. Wow, you really gotta be a crack shot with this. Oh, 100 seconds, that's not good. Right. 83 seconds. Interesting way to actually make this be a lot very tense. One left. Got him. Next. No. Oh, that was really stressful. That was literally a mission of 300 seconds. I don't know what I expected from that. Last proof coding. Enhanced circuit. Aegis system. Boost lock on. Nice. And more development points. And more Inferno. Black Clover got a new OP today. I'm sorry, what do you mean by OP? Because OP has so many different definitions now. There are a lot of different definitions now. Does that mean we can actually, like, have some... Okay, so we can actually have some defense now. We can take more damage. Except that. I'm not allowing that. Expands arm control. There's a crit chance with this game? Homing disruptor. Oh, heck yeah, I'll... Lower impact. Boost stamina. No, I'm not allowing that. Increase appearance of recovery items. Increase your pace of ammo. Oh yeah, no, give me the parts. The parts are what matters. Let's see. SE output. Oh, additional shield energy. Oh, that's a number 1. That's no problem. Energy recovery speed. Ballistic weapons. Boost blast strength. Oh, these are just straight up attack mods. How much? That's not a lot. I'll take cooling. Oh, a new opening sequence or song. Ah, I see. No, actually, never mind. I'll take that. You're all getting upgrades. Dear God, you all need defense. That is literally it. It's not removed. Kind of weird to actually have these, but okay. There you go. You have crit rate with that shotgun. Nope, no, not the boost stamina. You can't have that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna make you guys overpowered. I don't even think these guys can actually get anything. Extra cooling system. ballistics. What weapon did you went with a... No, you went with an assault rifle as your second. That's right. Boost blast. Boost radar functions? I thought I already had that. You don't have a GPS. You do not have a GPS on. Why would you... Do you even need it? I guess you don't actually need a GPS. Shared show more. Huh. Well, let's see what happens if I give you guys that stuff. I need you guys to not blow up. That's the real answer. If it's got a good opening sequence, you'll watch it at one point. You're not wrong on that, actually. A lot of people watch stuff because there's just a good intro. And if there's a good intro to something, they will watch in droves. You guys don't need item suction. Shield energy, better cooling. I feel like I should actually let's just buff up the basic. Let's see, what was your other gun that you chose? You chose... I don't know, what was the pulse rifle? That was a magnet. Oh, that was a powerful magnet. I don't even think we were supposed to have that. Oh well. You can just have it be stronger. I don't even know if this actually... Like, that's one thing. This game is not showing if it increases your damage. That unit... What did I give you? I give you a machine... I literally gave you a machine gun. Now that we actually have all these increased to defense, I feel like I should actually take advantage of it. I'm trying to think of some really good opening sequences. I honestly can't really think of many. Wait, what? Alright, Aegis system. Oh yeah, no, that is definitely overpowered. I can't believe there's actually a crit rate in this game. Let's see. Shield energy and boost cooling. That should hopefully keep you guys alive as well for a little bit longer. And then do ballistics. And then his was also laser. Alright, let's try this. Let's go into the next mission here. Sub-Zero Battle. Mission 9, Cold War. A large group of armed ants has already infiltrated the oxygen plant. If they destroy the equipment within the facility, the oxygen production system will fail. Wipe out the ants and protect the facility. Ooh, new guns. There's guns. I was wondering we were gonna get some guns. Probably actually get you guys to stick together for a second. Oh! I just got... Funny enough, Gintama and Black Clover are the longest you've been listening to. See, I was actually intrigued about, was it actually finally learning about Attack on Titan. And I found it very, like, the only actual logical thing they could actually do was interesting. That they just expanded the universe of Attack on Titan for their final season. I was not a fan of that series because it was actually like... It was really rough. to actually kind of watch a lot of that stuff, because they just were killing characters left, right, and center.
シールドエネルギーチャージ完了
They did not hesitate at all. There's killing off your characters, and then there's, oh my god, you're actually, like, doing it in such a brutal and quick way. Radar on the point. Okay, you guys are not weak to lasers. Oh my god, there's just so many of these enemies. Oh my god, we lost Newton. I didn't even notice. I gotta get that ammo. It's hard for me to relate to, like, Black Clover and such, just because I've never really watched any of that stuff. Right now, I just had to wait for that one moment that finally Blast becomes a useful weapon. Might actually switch to a machine gun. Oh, there wasn't even a fence at all. Of course. Have you learned to jump yet? There we go. 3 more installations. That is such a small area. I wonder if this actually is split screen. Honestly, there's like a lot of stuff you could probably just sit down and watch nowadays. Right now, I'm not even watching any anime as of late, because what was it? Danmachi, King's Raid, Sleepy Princess, all of those are, yeah, they're done. They are done and done. Another mech? Drive off the ghost. No problem. Oh, just jump off the edge. I'm just gonna blow up everything with missiles. They are very generous with the drops. I'm okay with that. There. Oh dear. Oh god, she's gonna kill me.
目標達成
Oh, thank goodness. We're alive. Okay, this is... honestly, on normal, this is actually pretty decent. It's not super difficult, but it definitely... Hey, a new shotgun. And a new pulse rifle. And be difficult. The new Raise Zero is starting up again. Oh my god, how long has that series been going? Like, I heard it, like, reached a weird climax. Alright, hang on a second. I saw a new shotgun. We gotta take a look at this. What new shotgun do we get? Firing load is 5. Alright, here. He's like, have a better shotgun. Actually, did we get a better assault rifle? Plenty of time also had a shotgun. No, not in his name. We don't need to change the name. Yeah, we did get a better shot. Just a better shotgun. Okay. Okay, that's the pulse rifle you're supposed to have. Now I see. Well, it feels like the weapon's not actually doing any. It's not actually that important. Not the bipod. Where was it? Where's your main weapon? And I give you a submachine gun. That's got to be the most powerful version. It's the longest? Oh, wow. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Where's Interspecies Reviewers Season 2? I'm not afraid to say it. Let's see. Enhance that again. Probably... Oops, no, not that. Where's our legs? Our bipedals. There we go. That just gets us more stamina. Get both of these up to level 6 there. Okay, that's definitely giving us more defense. Get that to level 7. Can't get... Well, actually we can. So body... So it looks like body is for attacking. Body is definitely for attacking. And then everything else is... And the legs are for mobility. That's actually a... that's a pretty fair design choice for this. I'm guessing... Yep, no worries, no wonder why I was wiping the floor with them. Well, let's reduce ourselves down to those two. Let's use those basic stuff. We haven't earned the rest of the stuff yet. The Killing... Land of Slaughter, Mission 10, The Killing Fields. I like how all the success conditions are literally... Yeah, just complete all the mission goals. Data unit destroyed. Overcoming the enemy, all ants inside the plant are destroyed by DAT. But before they have the time to resupply, another wave of enemy reinforcements is approaching. There's no allied support available within your vicinity, but the ants cannot be allowed to destroy the plant. Defend the facility at all costs. Honestly, with that character dying so many times, it's more about how he dies that's probably the gruesome part. I mean, especially if you make your character basically living Groundhog Day. Same stage.
ターゲット捕捉作戦開始してくださいやったぞ
I believe this is a new definition of spawn killing. Is this what they call spawn killing? I think it is. Fortunately. Oh, we basically doubled our health. basically doubled our health. Oh, that's gonna be useful. Oh shoot, we have to survive. We have to destroy everyone. Alright, time to attack. I can only imagine that character's died a lot of painful deaths. Oh, these laser guns don't do much. Oh, now they're bringing in the tanks. Destroy the heavy mecha. I'm on it. I'm guessing they're just gonna continue spawning enemies. Oh, they are. We got him! Okay, these missiles that they give you at the start are... What the? The memory parts have been destroyed. What? Don't tell me I failed my mission. What? How? Wow, that quickly turned on me. The IFF system. That? Wow, that actually sucked. That really sucked. Alright. This is so many enemies. I love it and I hate it at the same time. Now I know why you have piercing weapons. I'll be honest, I can't. This is so silly. I love it. There's just so many enemies. It's just a non-stop horde of enemies. Alright, first things first. I gotta take out these guys. Gotta wipe the floor with them.
こんなもんですやるわよ
As terrible as it is to actually ignore the tank, we can ignore the
走
tank.
行回復しました。
Or they can just die immediately.
メモリーをダウンロードしてください。そうか。
やった
ダウンロード開始します。
ーヒット
シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。
レイズ
ダウンロード開始します。目標達成。
Oh, give me the stuff. That was... I wish I could have enjoyed that a little bit longer. If only you actually didn't have to quickly download those points. I would have loved that stage a whole lot more. Got extra armor too. Force times 5. Inferno 4. And we can develop new body armor. Yeah, I could see yourself grinding in this game a lot, just simply because of how much time you would need to spend, like, to unlock everything. Need to? Probably, at least on normal mode, you definitely don't. I actually... No, I didn't. What the heck did I do? ECM system? Oh, right, that was the homing disruptor. Multi-arms control. Oh, right, I wanted actually to get more parts. Anything to give me more parts, I'm all for it. Aegis system. You know what? I'm willing to sacrifice the damage. Assuming I took it. And I didn't. I didn't take any damage. That's the ammo one. 3,000 extra health, plus boost. You know, I'd rather actually have my boost. I'd rather have the shield, because the shield is the thing that takes the damage first. Hot air. Mission 11. Heat. Oh, all player units down. The radars previously set up by the DAT task force have provided new data. Ares notes that if the ants' steps are traced backwards, they all converge at a single point on Mars. This means they weren't produced simultaneously at the different factories, just a single one. If all these armed ants have the same origin, then there is likely to exist an ant's mitochondrial Eve that can shed light on this whole situation. The new information on full alert, DAT, aided by the gunship, headed towards the abandoned research facility at that location. This is literally just like a simple EDF, but with mechs. And I'm okay with this. Like, even the music is, like, actually solid, too. Like, I know I lowered the volume of it, but it still is definitely worth it.
当たれレイズ一気撃墜しました
走行回復しました。
This definitely, this honestly should be remade into its own game, like an online multiplayer. I would love to try and actually like get people to play that. But I am thankful that they definitely made a single player mode. I can be happy. Oh, did we already lose the gunship? I think we already lost the gunship. I think we already lost the gunship. Gunship down! It definitely could have improved on the UI. Oh, we just need to actually get to the spot. I will get to the spot. Oh! Another? All these red mechs. 8 missiles. Oh no, Dad is down. Alright, we're fine.
走行回復しました。
Poor Dad, he keeps losing his mech.
シールド回復しました。
Also, I just realized there's still a lot of enemies left.
一気撃墜しました。やったー。
目標達成。
Mission complete. There we go. We're back on track here. We're gonna beat this game before midnight. Finally got a plasma rifle, the laser rifle, and ooh, a new launcher. We gotta check out that new launcher. Game gives you a new missile launcher. You don't say no. Oh, there's different types. I didn't even realize that. You can have a cannon. Wait, really? A cannon that rapidly fires powerful shells. Okay. Launcher Tomahawk. Oh, you're more than happy to take a Tomahawk missile? Ooh, fancy new look too. Look at that. There's the hatchet. That's a nice little wing design there. Everyone gets new missile launchers. Actually, I'm curious. What are the others here? What do we got here? Oh, that literally is like a sit down and aim. I'm not giving you that. Oh, you really? Oh no, that's a normal launcher. The vertical dagger. Vertical Gaia. Oh. Huh. Got a Vulcan. Just have more guns. Just have more guns. And a grenade launcher. You could have a grenade launcher on your shoulder. How much damage is that? 128, 60 is the gap. You only get 30 shots though. You know what? I probably could just let you guys. You know what? We'll let it. We'll go with some variety here. We gotta go with some variety here. Everyone gets something different. Not changing Prinny's name again. Can't change Prinny's name. I'm not putting on a cannon though. I feel like that would be kind of a waste. Let's give him the vertical. I'm curious what that's actually gonna be like. That though, we gotta give him. We gotta give him the Vulcan. He can have an autocannon. We'll see how that does. Go into mission 12 here. Ghost. Although as expected, a group of armed ants is aware of Dat's approach and already waiting at the surface entrance to the base. The ants have to be destroyed if Dat is to gain entry to the facility. Let's see. 3 parts left here. You know, this isn't a bad way to actually introduce, like, new parts. It just feels like there's something missing?
ターゲット捕捉作戦開始してください
But like this, I definitely have to remind myself, this was a Vita game. This was a Vita game through and through. Which... Let's time to launch some missiles here. I think right now my favorite stance is defense mode. Simply because I know I need to actually get this up.
走行開始しました走行開始しました
Oh, I'm gonna be loaded for bear. So much firepower. The heck? You know, I gotta admit, like, if the system is being developed on development points, I'm actually kind of glad that I don't have to power up everything and, like, level up everything. Can I destroy these? No, I cannot. Uh-oh. Not another one. Oh, don't punch me. No, I don't want to punch you either.
攻撃を停止します
やった
Oh, I just am getting destroyed. Wow, that was quick. Got absolutely annihilated from that. Absolutely annihilated.
ターゲット捕捉作戦開始してくださいやったぞよっしゃ
Oh, they just charged in there. Gotta keep the squad together. Everyone literally falls apart if we don't. Gunship is just doing whatever they want, and it's not helpful. Alright. Let's just get to the corner. Fire away as many missiles as possible at this thing. That is the answer for everything. Just launch all of the missiles. It's a shame there's no subtitle. What the? Climb over here. Bomb? The bomb.
シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。そうか。
ナイスだ。
Oh. Oh, don't tell me I failed.
作戦を放棄。
What?
至急帰還してください。
That is... Oh, that's lame. That is lame. Really? I can't believe it. Can't believe that's a mission fail. That is like you have to know it's coming. That sucks. I hate when that actually happens. You're gonna change here. Wait, no, I didn't even get a better. You know what? Actually, no, it wouldn't make sense. Actually, to do double assault rifle. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad thing either. It wouldn't be a bad thing either. Alright, let's try that again now that we know where I actually need to be.
作戦行動を開始してください。
Not a fan of that though. That was really lame,
シール
honestly.
ド回復しました。相当回復しました。
やるわよ。行くわよ。
There we go.
こんなもんでした。
シールド回復しました。 シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。 ゴースト接近中。
Now let's go to the right side here this time.
撃破してください。 やったぞ。
Run for your life, pretty! Alright, I took care of you.
コックピットには誰もいない。無人だ。
With no one in the
データが
cockpit.
一部残っている。これは何だ。爆弾だ。罠だ。爆発するぞ。いや。
やったわ。こんなもんでした。やったわ。
爆弾にアクセス中です。
Oh, you have to actually stand in the point. That's what you have to do.
爆弾の無効化完了しました。目標達成。
Very quickly, Dat became caught in a trap and game designed by the unpredictable terrorist Ghost. Even though the explosion was prevented, the gunship was badly damaged in the event and has withdrawn from the front line to carry out emergency repairs. Alright. It's still weird they actually is pilot level. Got blast coating 2, magnet proof barrier 2, and more development points. Speaking of development points, here, why don't I actually level up our mechs here? We must enhance our mechs. More base attack. And let's boost up our legs. Where's our legs? There's our legs. We'll get them to level 10. These are probably the weakest legs in the game, honestly. It's a shame that they really should have shown what you would get. That would be a lot better if you're gonna add a leveling system for your parts. Still nice though. It actually does look like they actually made pretty much everything viable though. Magneto System 2, I will be. They actually just gave you everything. Well, you don't, honestly, I don't need that. This was a shockproof. I think they actually gave us, did they give us all of them? They did, they actually gave every single one of them. Nice. This is definitely a type of game I would actually hope Shade looks back on and say, you know what, we could actually make a multiplayer version of this. Or like an online multiplayer version of this. Like the hard part would just be, you don't even have to, like, you could make a story mode, but then just creating multiple different mission types. That's really what a lot of people actually just kind of want from a lot of these mech games. It's like, we want to be able to actually just play as the mechs. Be able to kind of show off what you've got. The hard part, though, is, of course, it's kind of like the same problem was that Fall Guys has to basically deal with. Like, they have to constantly create more maps each time, every time. And that can be very hard to actually do. It can be extremely hard to actually do. Let's see. Enemy at the gates. Gateway. The gunship fleet, the main force of the peacekeeping force, has returned from Ceres. They gathered up the troops remaining on the surface and begin preparations to wipe out the remaining armed ants. That arrives at the entrance to the underground research facility at the end of the long passageway stretching out in front of the goal. Avoid being attacked by patrolling armed ants and get to the research facility with haste. Open the gate! Oh, I have so much ammo. Also, that is a lot of missile launchers. What the? The downside is if I lose my shield, I can't float, or I can't jump. Oh, here we go. Another ghost. Who's gonna get a chock full of missiles? Oh, break through. Okay. This is probably plenty of time, actually. I'm rushing for no reason. The other thing I think of that actually make this nice is a bestiary. My team's bloodthirsty. Oh, it's a continuing thing. Alright, that's not doing what I need to do.
しました。
Saw that ammo. I saw that weapon. Need as much main weapon as possible.
こんなもんです。やるわよ。こんなもんです。
How many of these do they want me to go through?
やったわ。
I thought it was just the one. Apparently not.
こんなもんです。
作戦時間残り60秒を切りました。
That's my squad. Put them on attack mode in this. Oh, good. Mission complete. I was worried for a second.
こちらフォボス、地上に異常が見られる。各地の電圧が低下。至急調査せよ。
I've got to double check if there's subtitles.
離陸許可を。貴様、どこか。
またね、坊や。
Unboarding from the destroyed arm, Ghost skillfully infiltrated the gunship waiting for data at the entrance, subjugating its crew and commanding the gunship before flying off with it. Grand Theft Gunship. Pulse. New cannon. New plasma rifle. They hijacked my gunship. Can't believe it. How rude. Alright, let's see here. Unfamiliar, mission 14, alien. How many missions do we have left? This actually might take us the 4 hours just to beat this. I hate that everything says complete all of it. Oh, well, okay, training goals. Ghost took the opportune moment to attack the gunship and steal the vehicle. Dat immediately pursues her, but the research facility has detected intruders and started its self-destruct sequence. Dat still hasn't found the top secret information. Stop the research facility from exploding! Oh, this is gonna be bad. Time for a maze.
オールグリーン、戦闘を開始してください。
一撃使えたわ。
Time do I have?
さらなる機関は危険です。
Also, I just realized I'm by myself again. I don't mind being the spear, but I would like to at least have a squad to back me up. That difference of firepower really is important.
走行回復しました。走行回復しました。
Must destroy everything.
爆弾の無効化完了しました。
Oh, it's in the center. Huh? Oh, that's not locked. Oh, that's a locked door. Oh, don't tell me all the doors are locked. What? I just emptied this room. Oh, please, thank you.
全領機指揮官に追従します。
追います。
シールド回復しました。爆弾の無効化完了しました。
Leave this will actually get away. I'm sorry, missiles are so overpowered in this game. It's pretty funny, actually.
参加します。
全領機指揮官に追従します。
OK。
They are not shy of giving you the ammo you need.
装甲回復しました。爆弾の無効化完了しました。
Alright, are all the doors open? The doors are open.
目標へ向かってください。
Oh, cool, they even actually stopped the timer, too. See, that's what we call a nice touch. That mission complete.
目標
Mission
達成。
complete. God, these are actually really short missions. More level up means more shield energy and faster rotation. Multi-arms control 2. Nice. Alt armor control 2. Muzzle brake. ECM system 2. I gotta check those out there. That was a lot of extra stuff there. Alright, what do we got here? Homing oh, we got the homing disruptor. We actually get... No, we didn't get a better lock-on system. Shock-proof. Didn't get a better one for that. We got the homing disruptor. Multi-arms, that's what we got. Increase the... Oh, sweet. Increase the appearance of parts. And get better cooling. Oh, okay. I'll be honest, I don't think... I'm still always conflicted with games that just like, here you go, here's your best items immediately. The mitochondrial Eve wasn't within the facility, but traces were left behind. The first armed gnats were created here, without a doubt. In the research facility, a new terraforming system using a new type of moss to replace old ants was being studied. It remains unclear why the mitochondrial Eve was created here. Further investigation is required. Dad has successfully stopped the bomb and leaves the investigation to the reinforcements, beginning pursuit of the ghost and the new weapons. Great escape. Yeah, pure flat plane. Apparently. I mean, something had, like,
戦闘を開始してください。
Something had to create all these things. Oh no, the gunship. No, that's not the gunship.
作戦目標が更新されました。
The answer is just launch all of your missiles. That, oh. Why is everything just weak to missiles?
さあお手合わせ願おうか。
有人機探知しました。ゴーストです。作戦目標が更新されました。
Drive off, Ghost. It can have all my missiles. Assuming I can see it.
走行回復しました。
That is so many enemies.
走行回復しました。
In all fairness, have you been hit by a missile? No, I have. Many times in EDM.
走行回復しました。
I still remember those aliens with the gigantic rocket launchers.
シープエネルギーチャージ完了。
So many rockets just thrown at me at once.
やったぞ。
回復しました。
God, when you keep your crew together, everything just becomes super nice and easy, and I love it. And those instant kill air raids. Yeah, that also is a problem. Uh-oh. Alright, I guess I have to take care of you now.
走行回復しました。
こちらフォース、砲撃を受けている。地上から砲撃を受けている。
決着は次にお預けよ。
目標達成。
A huge blast covers the sky with light firing from the new weapon directly at the fort present on Phobos. Take advantage of the enemy of the ensuing chaos. Ghost escapes once again. What is this, Call of Duty 2? Wait, are rockets missiles? That's an important question. You get even more ammo. A pulse Vulcan gun. A power knuckle. I don't know why you'd have melee in this game, to be quite honest, but I'm glad it does. BLS Gladius. Grenade launcher. Ooh, a better assault rifle. Now all the body parts are finally unlocking. I had a feeling like they wanted to hold on to that for the end. Also, I just noticed. Let's see what this one looks like. I greatly appreciate they made different models of each of the guns here. Rockets are just miniature missiles. That's the spirit. I think Newton also had. Yeah, he also had a rocket assault gun. Oh, it doesn't show it. Okay, but it's just a sub-weapon. What did you have? Oh yeah, you actually had a better pulse gun. And you already have a better shotgun too. I don't regret actually sticking and just upgrading our body armor. You know, let's just upgrade this. Let's spend our points. We got level 10. An achievement too. Plus 3 lock on. 4% disruptor, so that's missiles failing. Energy speed recovery. Well, that's actually not bad for, like, maxed out. We all become stronger. Look, I'm just saying, I'm just turning our units into mech versions of Space Marines. I know Dreadnoughts are basically the mech versions in the Warhammer 40k universe, but I'm just saying, why not be a Dreadnought? Or a Terminator? By analyzing the gunship's main weapon, the ants created their own new charged particle guns. This was the weapon used to bombard Phobos with the intent to destroy the gunship fleet returning from Ceres. Miraculously, this fleet avoided total destruction, but suffered heavy losses from the attack, although another bombardment would wipe both them and the Phobos fort from existence. While the remaining ground forces rush to engage the charged particle guns, Dat aims to cut the gun's power supply on Mars, but the armed Nats have already foreseen this plan of action. And that is definitely some better equipment. You know, honestly, I actually would like to just sit down and listen to the soundtrack. I think this would actually be pretty chill to listen to.
作戦行動を開始してください。
Reach the point in 300 seconds.
時間がありません。目標へ急行してください。
ナイスショット。
Another race. I thought it was done with the race. Get this full-on attack mode. This team can go nuts. Look how many missiles you can launch. This is amazing. I have to say the missiles are dancingly overpowered in this game. Oh, that's a lot of enemies. I'm like just waiting for that one moment where I just get destroyed by a whole lot of enemies. Like this kinda has a Dynasty Warriors feel to it. Just because of how many enemies are actually throwing. Okay, I can't tell if I destroyed them or the team destroyed them. I'm gonna go with the team. Also, I just noticed we lost Dat. We lost Dat 4. He tanked everything for us. Our attack. Got the cooling system. We got the high caliber barrel. Enhanced cooling output. Or the SC output. We only have 2 missions? No, 3. No, 2. Yeah, no, 3 missions left. Or 4, technically. We have 4 missions left. Wow, we're actually really gonna finish this. Mission impossible. 1% probability. It appears that Ghost was manipulated into creating the armed ants by an unseen and unknown mastermind who is a severe threat to the colonies of Mars. They must be identified with haste. Wipe out any armed ants and proceed further into the deep valley. Alright. Long as I'm not timed. Why was the mission called 1% probability? I'm also, yes, I do notice that they are reusing their maps too. But again,
Wow.
300 seconds.
全領域指揮官に追従します。
OK。
Time to kill these guys. Probably not.
走行回復しました。
Gonna do it anyway.
走行回復しました。
Especially if it gets me development plans. I get all those plans, man.
シールド回復しました。
This is what we call the missile parade.
シールド回復しました。 シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。
I think that core is stuck. It might be a hint.
シールド回復しました。
Let's see. Got it.
目標達成。
With plenty of time to spare. And plenty of mechs blown up along the way. New launcher. Submachine gun. And development points. Wall. Mission 18, The Keep. Over 100 million kilowatts of electricity are generated through satellites and sent to the surface of Mars through the space elevator. This electricity is stored at the port and distributed to the colonies and facilities. Armed ants already occupy the Mars port and are stealing the electricity for their charged particle guns. That must infiltrate the port, destroy the power equipment, and stop the charged particle gun from firing. That's a tall order. Don't worry, we have missiles. That's all we need. That's all we need.
オールグリーン、戦闘を開始してください。
Oh, jeez.
ライト。
走行回復しました。
一匹取れたわ。
走行回復しました。
Nice.
シールド回復しました。
グッド。
走行
God,
回
you're a
復しました。
missile launching machine.
シールド回復しました。
And the best part is you're not even on a time limit.
走行回復しました。
一匹取れたわ。
Just gonna...
走行回復しました。
That's what we call absolute annihilation.
シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。
Yeah, shoulder weapons, definitely overpowered. Oh god, I just got blasted by lasers. Lasers, my only weakness.
シールド回復しました。 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 シールド回復しました。
Alright, I don't think the missiles are working with how much cover these enemies are getting.
走行回復しました。
ワノナイト。
シールド回復しました。 走行回復しました。
Honestly, I'm gonna have to try this game on a higher difficulty level. Because this definitely feels a little too easy.
シールド回復しました。
Just realized I missed one. That's a big ant. That is a big
スパイ
ant.
ダー出現。警戒してください。作戦目標が更新されました。
Don't worry, I only have 600 missiles.
Nice job! Wow! 一匹仕留めたわ。
Yeah, that was one thing that always bothered me, how the online
チャージ完了。
was a lot more difficult than the offline
Nice job!
when it came to EDF. Like, it was still fun to play, but I feel like the way people are defining difficulties in a lot of games is not the type of difficulty you think of when you play EDF.
Nice job!
Also, I just realized that they do have health bars and such. More stamina, more rotation, and more anti-shock. ECM 3, homing disruptor. Multi-ammo control, boost ammo items, boost radar function, satellite observation. Wait, satellite observation? Oh, I gotta check that out. Let's see. Where's my GPS? There's my GPS. The IFF system. Satellite observation. Show more. Display mission objective in detailed info. Display mission objective on radar. Oh, it changes. And then composite just gives you everything. I'll take that satellite system. Just lock on. I didn't get a better lock on. Get a better shock boost? No, I didn't. ECM. A better homing disruptor, at least. I think we also got a better... No, we didn't get a better multi-arms. Yeah, when getting to difficulties, like, I know EDF was basically just more... Like, it's that bad type of difficulty I usually attribute, because it's just increased health, and they do more damage. And it makes sense for a game that simple to have that type of difficulty. I feel like the only reason why a lot of people attach it is they think that they can compensate. And to a point, you can. But you need to be able to take a hit in that type of game, because it just ends up, you just end up being Glass Joe in that game. It's like you could avoid 99.9% of shots fired at you, but if one hits, you instantly get knocked out. And it's really egregious when you play online, because, man, it really does get rough when you play that game online. Never, like, it does, obviously, it's a little bit easier, but I feel like, honestly, I would actually tell people, play that game on easy or normal mode first. Don't jump into hard, because all it really is you're playing to have... The reason why you keep playing EDF is because you want to see what the fun toys are at the higher difficulty. Because, let's be honest, normal and easy, they don't let you have any of the fun toys. It's only when you actually play on hard mode that they start showing up. And I feel like, oddly enough, I think Iron Rain sort of addressed that issue a lot better than the normal EDF games, because you could have the toys a whole lot sooner. But we'll see what, was it, World Brothers is gonna be like. That's gonna be just such a strange game. Because everything's in voxels, and they did the right thing. They leaned in on that whole ridiculous thing. They made the planet a cube. For goodness sakes, but it's hard to convey how silly the type of weapons you have when you have, like, as strange as it sounds, like, we're taking this seriously when your game is actually made of voxels. Although I guess it would be a lot easier to do. It's like you just lean in on the cartooniness completely. And I feel like that's the thing I kind of missed about EDF5. EDF5 wasn't bombastically silly in the voice acting. Like, what little voice acting there was, it was serious, which is really weird. And I don't know whether to blame the voice actors or the writing or how little writing there was, but it's like, I expected corny voice acting. I guess that's the better way to say it. I expected corny voice acting, and I ended up getting serious voice acting in EDF5. And it's like, that didn't disrupt the gameplay, but it's like, yeah, I kind of want to be able to show just how silly the game actually is. And I feel like EDF5 got serious for some weird reason. And I don't know why. Same thing with Iron Rain, actually. Like, both games just took themselves seriously. That was kind of weird, honestly. Time ticking, the final countdown. Another 300-second mission. Though the power equipment was destroyed, thousands of ants were sacrificed and used to restore the charged particle gun's energy. From the wreckage of the ants' army, 4 large charged particle guns start their countdown to bombard Phobos. Time is of the essence. Join up with the remaining allied forces and destroy the charged particle guns. And do. New laser rifle, a new, I guess it's a submachine gun, and yeah, oh, the max submachine gun. All right. Oh my god. Alright, there goes one. I'm sorry, but the missile launches in this game is just overpowered as all get out. It really is just overpowered. I went into deep, and now my allies are paying the price. Also, I just noticed no items are dropping for my team. Oh no, Prinny, you're gone. And we lost Dad. My ammo. Man, so many rockets. So many rockets. Go. Yeah, the guns. Oh, that was literally the mission. That was it? I was kind of expecting something else. Although I didn't get any parts from that. I didn't get any parts at all. And the last mission, Sailing Phantom Ghost Ship. Well, let's see what this last mission has to do for us here. Gat successfully destroyed the charged particle guns before they could once again fire on Phobos. Ghost planned to escape with the gunship she had previously stole during the chaos on Phobos, but Dat intervened. Dat receives a communication signal from Ghost. Let's settle this once and for all. Final battle with Ghost begins. The extra armor, shockproof volley. So I'm guessing the level 4 stuff is in the DLC then. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of ants. So I guess she just created everything? Uh-oh. Oh, she's in her mech too. Mission objective, drive off Ghost. No problem. Uh-oh. Well, I just aggroed Ghost. That was a bad idea. He has got a lot of health. Oh my god, everyone's gone. Okay, we got destroyed. We got absolutely destroyed. Hang on a second. That is what we call getting absolutely wrecked. I know that won't do much, but let's actually try that again, shall we? Let's try that again. Oh crap, you guys are all on attack mode. Why are you running off on your own? I am going to blow up that close ship. There's that gunship. Ah, crap, I actually... How much range do I have with this gun? I have a lot of range with this gun, actually. Oh, she absolutely just destroyed me. That literally did over 10,000 damage right there. I also just realized she is avoiding all of the missiles.
達成です。
Oh, this is gonna be difficult.
オールグリーン戦闘を開始してください。有人機探知しました。ゴーストです。シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。全領機指揮官に追従します。
追います。
Oh, she is firing from long range. The gunship is just launching missiles. Go. The gunship.
走行開拓しました。
行くわよ。一気撃墜しろ。行くわよ。
シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。
Do not give you a lot of energy.
走行開拓しました。
なんですって。
両機退去しました。
Jeez, she's fast.
おねえ、落ちろ。
Missiles might not be the answer now.
全領機攻撃します。
了解しました。
両機退去しました。
うわ
両機全滅
We
しま
got
した。
her.
また会おう。
She's done. We won.
目標達成。
After a fierce struggle, Ghost is finally defeated. Det returns to Deimos, and for a brief moment is able to celebrate their victory with their surviving comrades. Suddenly, a warning from Ares interrupts the celebration. We figured ants almost extinct at this point, but we never know where or when another force could emerge. This fight could be far from over. To be continued. And that's it. That is Assault Gunners. And they never developed a sequel to this game. But this was a game developed on the Vita. I could only imagine if they actually put in touch controls for this game. Can I just say, like, I actually am glad touch controls are going the way of the dodo again. Like, there is a time and a place for those, but when a lot of game developers got it, they kind of tried too hard to actually utilize that. Too many companies basically said it has to have this or else we can't sell it for some reason. Honestly, this is a nice, simple game. I actually like it. The difficulty definitely spikes up at times, but if you actually spend your development points leveling up your mech instead of trying to buy everything, and I feel like that's a common trend I'm noticing in a lot of these style games. It's like, just take the default of what they give you and level that up, and you'll have the best chance to actually beat it. I cannot imagine actually beating this game without abusing the missile launch. Like, the assault rifle's good, and I feel like you could beat the game using the assault rifle. But you definitely have an easier time with just how many missiles you can launch, because you are not short on ammo or weapons at all in this game. Which I'm actually okay with. Like, I feel like a simple game. Like, they give you infinite ammo in EDF. I can only, well, technically infinite ammo. They give, I don't know why they do it, but they do have some weapons that just have a limited ammo supply for some strange reason. The Destroy Gunner series. Something tells me that there actually are more games, but it just wasn't developed by Shade. It probably wasn't just developed by Shade. It probably had previous developers, and this is like the Vita version of the game. Because if you actually look at Shade as a developer, actually, can I actually click off screen? No, I can't. Okay. I was about to say, can I click off screen? No, it just pauses. So their actual, they've only made 2 other games aside from Assault Gunners. And that's a jet ski was it that anime series that's a jet ski racing game? I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But it had, of course, special guest, the Senra Kagura characters. So they're in the game. And it literally is just a racing game that allows you, like, it's a Mario, think of it this way, it's a Mario Kart Double Dash jet ski racing game. That's literally what this Shade actually developed. And that is their latest game that's come out. And for the most part, it actually looks good. I actually don't know what became of the anime. I think for the most part, like, that was just kind of a one-shot, and because it had a lot of anime girls in it, someone just decided, you know what, let's turn it into a game. It might just be like Senra Kagura. I don't think it got up to that level. I don't think it got up to that level at all. Which is somewhat unfortunate. But I definitely do like it. Like, this is just like as simple a gameplay as ADF. I think the only things they actually could do to make it more engaging is to do the silly thing that EDF does, because EDF has bigger maps and a lot of verticality in their maps, and I feel like if they actually did that and kept things simple, and yeah, just let also the players destroy the building, so it could just be a flat plane if they want. I feel like this could actually be basically a mech version of EDF. And I think they definitely would capture a good demographic with that. I don't know about the leveling system. That's I'm still kind of torn on that, honestly. But I did like the simplicity of... Same thing with, like, unlocking the stuff. Like, it's very paced out. That kind of brings the question of... Do you want to stick with the leveling system, or do you want to do, like, just finding the parts? Like, this was kind of that muddy middle ground when it came to unlocking all of the toys and all, just getting better weapons. And surprisingly enough, the actual porting studio, all these people actually are very active on the Steam forums when actually talking about the game, because when this game launched, this game had a lot of issues, unfortunately. Not gameplay issues, but just like I said, I couldn't get my controller to work for the entire time. And it was really unfortunate, actually. It literally took me a year, and they finally patched it, and I'm so glad they actually did. I'm also glad this game got localized. Although I'm surprised, like, we didn't get subtitles. So I was like, I don't even... I'm sad to say I don't know what the characters actually said. Major General Hartman assigned as Navigator. Special Colonel Bowman assigned as Navigator. HNKB Torn can now be developed. What the heck? Mission 20... What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Hold on a second. What is this? Shenanigans. Shenanigans. This is the ultimate shenanigans here. There are... Oh my god, why would you hide these? Rare metal box. Going underground. Computer instruction. For eternity. What are you playing? What? What the heck? Hang on a second. Hang on. Show target, show more, yes. Wait a minute. I guess this is actually where you unlock the level 4 stuff. Can I upgrade my legs? No, I was one off. Also, I noticed there's still more heavy body stuff here. Oh, that's a lot of stamina and such you can get. What do we unlock here? Let's take a look at these. I actually like the look a lot of these here. Standard part. Hey, I remember that look. I remember that design from Armored Core. Got the bunny, worm. Definitely glad, like, you could just, like, this game definitely has a lot of replayability. Yeah, I feel like, honestly, this could be a really solid series. You just need, basically, to keep it simple. Why are all these tank treads so expensive? Well, except for this one. This one actually isn't expensive. But for how much power you get between the two. You can definitely get a lot of replayability out of this. The only unfortunate part is there's only a single player. Okay, so what's the clear conditions here? Mission 5. Let's take a look. I'm curious. I gotta know before we end tonight's stream. No Man's Land. Alright, so what do I gotta do? Annihilate all enemies.
こんなもんです。ヒット！やったー！一気撃墜しました。
Oh, wait a minute, what's this?
こちらガンシップ。
Oh, those are crates, okay.
作戦目標が更新されました。
What, do I just have to replay the stage?
シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。シールドエネルギーチャージ完了。走行回復しました。
一気撃墜しました。やったわ。一気撃墜しました。こんなもんです。
Oh, maybe I do have to just annihilate everyone.
シールド回復しました。
Or not, they're just spawning more and more.
シールド回復しました。走行回復しました。もらった。
Gunship. Oh, maybe the gunships have to live. Maybe that's it.
あとは任せて後ろに下がってください。
作戦目標が更新されました。
Gotta protect the gunship.
一気撃墜しました。やったわ。こんなもんです。こんなもんです。
We shall protect the gunship. Doesn't help when there's a lot of spawning enemies either. Also doesn't help when they run straight on into battle. They're aiming for the gunship.
グラスホッパー出現。警戒してください。電波障害です。連絡が取れません。作戦目標が更新されました。ガンシップ撃墜されま
I
した。
shot down my own gunship.
ガンシップを護衛してください。
I shot down my own gunship.
作戦目標が更新されました。目標達成。
That's a lot, actually. Oh my god, that was a lot of development points. Damn it! See, okay, so this is the problem here with this. They definitely didn't explain what the conditions are meant. We gotta try and unlock this here. This
作
is
戦行動を開始してください。
one of the things we just gotta try. Thankfully, this is like a mission where enemies never stop spawning.
走行回復しました。
Great, actually. Problem is, though, they don't actually say what your objective is. Or what the hidden objective is, I should say.
走行回復しました。
こちらガンシップ。
作戦目標が更新されました。
よっしゃ。
Never-ending missiles.
走行回復しました。
Missiles are definitely overpowered in this. Definitely gotta get in position to stop the enemy.
Orata! 作戦目標が更新されました。
Well, last a minute.
シールドエネルギ
Enemy
ーチャージ
spawning.
完了。
やったぞ。
走行回復しました。走行回復しました。走行回復しました。 アンツは我々から学習しています。ガンシップを狙っています。もうダメだ。
Shoot
あ
down
でも
the
頼む。
gunship.
電波障害です。連絡が取れません。作戦目標が更新されました。ガンシップを護衛してください。
How did Newton die?
目標達成。
Okay. This better be it. Let's see. It's the same story. Level ups. I wonder if there's a max level. There we go. Mission 21. How many missions are there anyway? Mission 24. This is weird. Why would they actually... I guess they want to show like some sort of connection. So you can do them all. Like, oh no, it's not tied with the DLC, but how many? Last battle. I guess so this is basically your to be continued. Interesting. There's definitely something you could do post-game. That's actually really cool. I'm surprised they actually have post-game content. I was told, well, I guess it makes sense. This game is definitely like a 4-hour game to beat. Actually, 3 hours if you just focus on leveling up stuff. But combined with the DLC in this, you're probably getting a good 6-hour game from this. Although I will say, because of the leveling system, just level up your basic mech and you can get through this pretty quickly. I do wish, though, one downside is, though, because they add these, they don't unlock conditions, mission 15. Really? Just beat mission 15 again? That's sweet. Hang on a second. I gotta see this. Let's beat mission 15 again.
作戦行動を開始してください。
Let's beat mission 15 again and see what happens.
作戦目標が更新されました。
We gotta see what happens.
走行開始しました。
There's.
やるこんなもんです。
There we go.
さあ、
友人
お手を
機開始しました。
当て願おうか。
ゴーストです。作戦目標が更新されました。
Let's see how quick. Let's see if beating this mission quickly will actually get us what we need.
やるわよ。
Alright.
ヒット。やったー。一気撃墜しました。
こちらフォース砲撃を
目
受けて
標達
いる。
成。
Yeah, that gunship's not that strong. Is it really just beat it? It really is just beat it. I can't believe that. So I guess this is supposed to just show what happens in between. That's actually interesting. Meet 18. Mission 18 cleared with conditions met after clearing missions 20. Really? You're gonna do that? Wait, what's mission 27? Wait, where is mission 27? Wait, okay, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, there's 27. Okay. So basically, to unlock this, you basically have to beat mission 18 again. Oh, that is weird. That is really weird. And then, of course, you do have just a pure survival mode. I wonder if you actually can... You probably actually can get stuff from that. That's... Where's my bipod? Let's upgrade this. Let's get... We could say we get level 10 of our entire mech. I will say one thing. Just leveling up these things, you can definitely notice the improvement in your mechs. And I think that's actually really awesome. Like, even being able to slightly alter the stats of your characters, too, can make a huge difference. Especially when you have, like, literally a dedicated class to being, to increasing your speed and stamina for your characters. I think that's actually pretty cool. Like, you could have all attackers, but let's be honest, you probably actually don't need that. Yeah, but you can, like, it's cool that you can actually notice the difference between... I'm not gonna actually end it here. If you want to actually play the rest of the game yourself, this game's actually pretty cheap. Take a look here. I want to see how much this game actually goes for. I think it's $15 normally, since it was on the on Steam. No, this game is actually only $10 actually. Yeah, but this is a pure single-player game, though. I think, honestly, that you could actually make this a multiplayer game. I think you could easily do exactly what EDF does with this type of game. You don't have to do, like, the item drops. You could basically just have an experience system, and you would just need to make a lot of missions. Whether you want to actually go in the direction of being serious or being silly, that's honestly up to you. But honestly, I feel like there's actually potential in this franchise for being like a simple series game. It controls well. It's a solid third-person shooter control. And probably the only thing you could actually add is more maps and a little bit more verticality if you actually want your characters to be flying around with mechs. Like, you even give out, like, you actually even get the weapons as you're playing, and that's actually really awesome. You know, the only difference is, I think, if anything, is like probably difficulty. Enemies will probably take more hits and such. But it makes sense. It's like you're not gonna, you shouldn't jump into the higher difficulties. Actually, it's kind of the same system, actually, CDF at the core of it. You just need to level up your health and, or level up the mech to be able to handle the higher difficulties, because they'll be doing a lot of damage to you. I think honestly, this is a pretty cool game. I'd actually recommend it. If you're looking for a nice, simple, short game to go through. It's not going to be anything fancy. I think that's the only weird thing. It's like when you get to mechs, I don't think there's anything silly you could do with a mech. It's like you believe, like, yeah, a mech could fire a 5, you know, a continuous rocket launcher. It could have a 5-barrel rocket launcher for no good reason. But if you're definitely looking for a way to kill an afternoon, it's actually a pretty good game to do it with. That's gonna do it for me tonight here. Actually, let's end things here. Let's save the game here. This definitely has been Assault Gunners HD Edition. Solid game. I definitely don't have anything else really else to say about it. Now, though, let me take a look here. I definitely want to actually end at around my normal time because, yeah, these games, like, doing the 6-hour streams are kind of rough, actually. I shouldn't have done it because I was falling asleep way too late at night. And now, though, let's look and see. I don't know if there's anyone else I know who's streaming at the moment. Actually, I do not. That's going to do it for me tonight, though. Tomorrow, yes, we will actually be playing another mech game. As much as I would like to go through all the DLC of this, I'll probably actually do that on my own time and such, because this is like a nice, simple game to go through. It literally is like playing Final Fantasy 15 Comrades, or actually just Final Fantasy 15 in general. It literally just like, it's not hold 2 buttons and just spam the attack button like Zone of the Ender's Final Battle, but this actually offers a little bit more engagement where you actually are enjoying yourself. And yet it's simple enough that you're actually satisfied and actually, you know, I can keep playing. I can keep playing and having fun with it. But tomorrow, I do have another mech game in store for you guys. We're going to be jumping into that. I don't know how long the game is, because when I checked how long to beat, it doesn't have an answer. So we shall find out together how long it will take to beat our next Mario. Till then, though, thank you as much. Thank you as always for watching. Hope you've enjoyed tonight. Till then, take care.